Delegation is not weakness, it's wisdom. Even Jesus had disciples, okay? He didn't try to run the whole mission solo, and so neither should you. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. That's not just scripture, y'all. That's strategy. God never designed you to carry everything alone. If you want to scale without burnout, you've got to learn to prioritize, systemize, and delegate. Hey, y'all. It's me, Tanya, and I'm back with another message. Now, y'all listen. I unfortunately missed Entrepreneur Wisdom Wednesday. And then, as my post said, I was aiming for Entrepreneur Thought Thursday. But here we are, Entrepreneur Framework Friday, okay? All right. The point is, I promised to give you weekly inspo. And despite this week lifing, I made it, as can be seen by my hair. So y'all just don't worry about it because I'm still here. I'm showing up as me no matter what. Now, let me tell y'all about my week. Whew, it was something. I've been on the road for my job. And when I say it was rough, I'm talking delayed flights, long layovers, dragging luggage through airports, little to no sleep, and still having to show up. And by the time I finally got to my hotel, I felt like I'd been through a full marathon. And that wasn't just the going, it was also the process coming back. So that's why Entrepreneur Thought Thursday didn't happen because your girl was running on fumes, okay? Fumes by Thursday. I passed out Thursday evening. I couldn't take it no more. So again, here we are at Entrepreneur Framework Friday. But here's the crazy part. While I was out there fighting for my life with TSA and all these airline delays, I had a thought, and I thought about my business, and I thought about the shop, and I thought about the F10 brand, how it all kept moving without missing a beat. Orders still got out, customer messages or inquiries still got answered, in-flight projects still moved forward. And I sat there for a moment like, okay, God, growth looks different now because it wasn't always this way. You see, back in the day, if I left town, everything stopped. Customers waited, opportunities slipped through my fingers, and I'd come home to chaos. But why was I coming home to chaos? Because I thought I had to do everything. But this week, with all the chaos around me, reminded me the only reason my business didn't crash and burn is because I finally learned the power of a framework. Now, I conceptualized that framework around 3 key words. That's called prioritize, systemize, and delegate. That's what kept things moving. So today, I want to break this down for you because if you're trying to scale and you don't have this framework, you're just setting yourself up for stress. Stress, zero growth, and just bad business, right? The reality is growth without boundaries is just burnout dressed up in more revenue. So let's walk through the framework together. So first up, I said prioritize. Now, you have to decide what actually needs you. Everything doesn't need your hands, okay? Your physical hands on it. When I was traveling this week, I had to do the same thing. I had to ask, what are the top 2 things that only I could handle? So for me, that's things like embroidery orders, for example. Everything else could wait or go to somebody else. Now, the reason I can only handle embroidery orders is because I haven't trained my staff yet on embroidery and how to run the machine. But that's the power of prioritizing. So ask yourself, does this task drive revenue? Does it build a key relationship? If it doesn't, maybe you don't need to be the one sweating over it at midnight. CEO energy means putting your focus where it multiplies, not where it just keeps you busy. And here's the thing. Even if you get your priorities straight, if you don't have systems, you're still going to be stuck. Okay? So let me show you why. That second piece is systemize. Systems are what saved me this week. While I was delayed in the airport, my processes kept things running back home or here in the shop. Instead of me having to manually track every order or personally check every status, I've got systems that handle that now. From automations, templates, tools, obviously mixed with some human elements, and even just writing down a process so whoever's covering knows exactly what to do. I've gone so far as to record processes, whether it's hands-on me running a printer, whether it's how I package things or how we package things, representative of the factory team, because all of these recordings are help guides for those other systems or humans that are in place when I'm not here. If they can't remember, they don't even have to call me. Go look at the video, right? So I had to learn this the hard way because I used to come back from work trips to absolute chaos, y'all. Like, even when I had people. But once I built real systems, my business stopped depending on me being glued to it 24/7. I leave in the middle of the day. Sometimes y'all probably come out of the shop and be like, Tanya ain't even here. I'm not. But the systems I've built allow for it to keep moving. Now, if you find yourself doing the same thing twice, stop and build a system. It's not just about saving time, it's about saving your energy for the big moves. And now let's talk about the one that's going to make some of y'all squirm, because this one requires you to let go. And trust me, I struggled with this one because we like to think that we're the only person that can do it and do it the way that we want it to be done. And so that third piece that I talked about is called delegate. Now, I know some of y'all don't trust nobody to do it like you, right? But let me tell you, this week proved that delegation is the difference between me keeping my peace and me losing my mind. Okay, I know my hair looks like I lost my mind, but y'all don't worry about that. It's gonna come back tomorrow when I go see my girl. Shout out to my good sis, Anya, Yay Hair Care. Whoop, whoop. All right, anyways, moving on. While I was traveling, I wasn't the one answering every single customer message, right? And I wasn't the one packaging every single item because I've learned to put people in place, whether that's my team, whether it's some type of contracted help, or even tools that do the work for me. You have to realize that delegation is not weakness. It's actually wisdom. Even Jesus had disciples, okay? He didn't try to run the whole mission solo, and so neither should you. Now let's tie this back to a scripture because I love what this scripture right here says. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. That's called delegation, y'all. That's called teamwork. God never designed us to carry everything alone. I mean, it's just like how God never designed us to really be alone from a relationship standpoint, but that's a whole nother podcast for a different day. Y'all tune in for one that's coming that will probably touch on some of that. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the topic. Somebody else can do it 80% as good as you. Now, I struggled with this. I'm not gonna lie. If you talk to my business coach, he would tell you, yeah, she was not good at this, right? Because I had to come to the realization that 80% as good as me, and that's still good enough. And the other 20% we continue to coach and work on, right? But this frees you up for the 20% only you can truly do. And there's 20% of things in my business that only I can truly do. At least is how it's structured today, right? So let me say this again. Scaling is not about doing more. It's about doing more with the right things. This week could have wrecked me, but the framework held me together and it held the business together. Prioritize what matters and you have to systemize what repeats. And then you delegate what drains you. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of things y'all can figure out that drain you that you say, I just don't want to do it. I got a few things in my business. I'm not going to say it because my team might watch this and they're going to be like, oh, that's why she got me doing that. So anyways, but you definitely want to delegate the things that drain you. Your business should fuel your life. not take all of it from you. You need to be gaining energy from your business. If you're working a business that you're constantly tired, you constantly are behind, then that's your sign. You don't have a framework yet. All right. So you got to get your framework in place. So now that's your Entrepreneur Framework Friday. And I want you to take this and apply it today, y'all. Don't wait till January. Please don't even wait till next month or next week. Start today, okay? And pick one area of your business right now and ask, am I prioritizing this right? Do I have a system for this? Or is this something I can delegate? And remember, even if life gets messy, like this week did for me, just keep showing up. Rename the day if you have to, okay? Consistency always beats perfection every time. So until next week, let's press, let's build, and let's scale without burnout. But before I go, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow so that you never miss these midweek or end of the week reminders around how you can continue to grow your business. You can follow us on YouTube at thefactory_10. If all of my followers and friends who watch this on all the other social media platforms could just please go hit that subscribe button over on YouTube, even if you want to continue to watch on these other platforms, I would be immensely grateful as you continue to help me grow my presence in that space. Now, this has and was your first official Entrepreneur Framework Friday. Now go put that framework to work. I'm out. Bye.